Hey, it's Russ Ruffino with Clients on Demand, and today we're going to be talking about why you should stop giving away your best stuff if you want to get the best clients. All right, hey guys, it is Russ Ruffino and Mark Von Muser from Clients on Demand with another kick-ass show for you today. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about why this whole idea of moving the free line and giving away your best stuff in advance is probably the worst way to get new clients into your business. So Mark, let's just talk a little bit about what this whole idea is of moving the free line and why that started and why it just plain doesn't work.
This is an important topic because it's not just giving away your free stuff for us. It happens in the people's marketing, and it also happens on the enrollment call.
Yes.
And to your point, the bottom line is it doesn't work. So that's the real part that I want people to grab. And by the end of today's call, you're going to be very clear that there's a better way to do it and that you don't want to be giving away all your stuff for free.
Yeah, guys. So the idea behind this, it's one of those things that sort of makes sense when you first hear about it. Right? There's so many ideas floating around out there that if you think about it for, 5 minutes, you're like, oh, that's a good idea. But if you think about it for 5 days, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, maybe that's not such a good idea. So we want to cut to the chase and talk about why this idea doesn't work. So basically this whole idea of moving the free line is basically just saying that you should give people your best stuff up front for free. And the logic behind doing that is that if you just give them your best stuff without any charge, that they're going to be so impressed and they're going to be so grateful to you that they're going to turn around and sign up with you and buy more stuff from you. Now, I get why this makes sense. It makes sense to people because at the end of the day, most people are really afraid to sell. They just are. They're afraid to sell themselves. They're afraid to ask for the money. They're afraid to ask for the credit card. They're afraid to ask for the sale. And I know when I was first starting out, I was afraid of that too. And so it's very comforting to think, well, you know what, man, I don't want to ask for the sale. I don't want to ask for the money. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep giving them free stuff. I'm going to keep, quote unquote, adding value. I'm going to add value and add value and add value. And then eventually they're going to be so grateful that they're going to turn around and they're going to ask me, well, Russ, how can I buy something from you? How can I work from you? And then that way, all I have to do is just keep giving away free stuff and people will come to me like a magnet and it will be amazing. But in practice, that absolutely doesn't work. In fact, guys, the absolute opposite happens. So let's talk about why it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work because when your clients have a problem that they want to solve and you're giving them all this free stuff, what you're really doing is giving them a Band-Aid. You're giving them a false sense of security. So for example, let's say that I did a video where it's like, 5 tips to make $1 million a month using YouTube ads, right? And I give you those 3 tips. What that's going to do is it's going to give you this false sense of security. We're going to go, oh man, all I need to do is follow those 3 tips and I'm good to go. All I need to do is follow those 3 tips and I can make $1 million a month on YouTube just like Russ does. But that's not the truth. And I know it's not the truth. And deep down, you know it's not the truth. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you this false sense of security. Like, oh man, the answer is so much simpler than I thought. Oh man, all I have to do is go out there and implement these tiny 3 tips and I'll make it and it will be great. And what you're going to do is you're going to go, wow, Russ, thanks. And you are going to be grateful, but you're going to go off and you're going to try to apply what I just taught you. You're not going to come back and buy something. You're going to go back and try to apply what I just taught you. But since I only gave you a tiny little piece of the puzzle, you're going to go out there and you're going to fall flat on your face. Does that make sense? So it's like just giving people a really false sense of security where you're just giving them enough information to be dangerously confident, to be naively confident, enough information to go, oh, you know what? I think I got this, but they don't. Because doing anything extraordinary in this life, whether it's losing 80 pounds, or transforming your body, transforming your physique, or saving your marriage, or getting into a great relationship with someone, or building a great business, or any of these things that you guys might be coaching your clients to do. Anytime people want to do something that's truly impactful, that's truly life-changing, it's a hell of a lot more complicated than just like 3 tips or 4 tips or 5 tips. And that's not going to get people where they want to go. So all you're doing in that case is you're hurting your clients because you're giving them this false sense of security. And you're hurting yourself because you're giving them something and they are going to be grateful, but they're going to say, oh, cool, thanks. Let me go try this out and I'll get back to you. And then they probably will either never do anything, or if they do try to put your advice into play, they're going to fall flat on their face. So in practice, this idea absolutely does not work. And I hope it makes sense why.
Russ, I'd even go even further and saying it not only doesn't work, but it also is conditioning your buyers not to buy. So let's think about it. And I've heard this from many people that have come to us after they've looked and followed other people for a long time. I ask them, I go, I've been following so-and-so for so long, and they give out such good information. And again, my point was, and how many new clients did you get from that? How much money did your business not make so far? And what we've noticed was they're conditioning these people not to buy, because why would I? I get it all for free. What's that old adage? Why buy the cow when the milk is free?
Right.
And so what happens in the long run, it sounds really great in theory. I agree with you. But the reality is it's like there are even people right now. It's funny because it's like, I know I don't need to sign up because I'm just getting everything they have for free. And the secondary issue, which is in my case is the bigger issue, which you brought up, Russ, but I want to accent it. And that's that at the end of the day, the client still doesn't get the transformation.
That's right.
And so people are settling for giving away free information so that, oh, wow, look, everyone thinks I'm a great guy. Look at me. I'm giving away free information. People say I'm really smart. So the business owner that does that feels good about themselves. But at the end of the day, it's not converting into new clients. And that's one of the big reasons why. Why would I need to buy it if I can just go check on your YouTube channel and get your newest free stuff?
Yeah, as a business owner, you have to decide what you want to get out of this business, right? So if the most important thing to you is to get a lot of likes and a lot of followers and to have everybody think that you're this fantastic person, then okay, fine. Go ahead and just give them free stuff and give them free stuff. But if your priority as a business owner is to change people's lives and to make a really good living while you're doing it, then you need to have a totally different approach. Because, and Mark's absolutely right. We've seen people who have reached out to work with us where all they've been doing is giving away free stuff to their list and to their audience for 6 months, for a year, because somebody told them, oh man, you got to build a relationship. You got to nurture this relationship. And then when they turn around and they actually try to sell their audience something that can help them, people flip out. Oh, wait a minute. What are you doing? You were giving me all this stuff for free and now you're trying to sell me something. What's that about? And so they realize that all of this sort of quote unquote goodwill that they've created with their audience is really just fake. It's fake. It's completely one-sided because people are used to just coming and getting free stuff and getting free stuff and getting free stuff. And then either just enjoying the false sense of security that gives them or just sort of not doing anything with it. And so everyone is losing in that equation. And that's what I really want you to understand. You're losing because A, you're not making any money. B, you're not making a difference. And C, you're conditioning your list and your audience to want free stuff instead of actually going out there and doing what they need to do to fix their problem. And your audience loses because all they do is they get this false sense of security and they never actually have to do what is necessary to fix the problem. Whatever it is, their marriage is never getting any better. Their body is never improving. Their business isn't getting any better. It's all just free stuff. Does that make sense? So if that doesn't work, what should you be doing instead? Well, what you should be doing instead is simplifying your marketing. And here's what that looks like. Instead of your basic value proposition being, hey, I'm going to give you a bunch of free stuff and you're going to be so grateful that one day you're going to turn around and buy something from me, which we know doesn't work. Instead of doing that, what you should do instead is make your entire marketing about two things: where they're stuck right now and how much it sucks to be stuck there, and where they're trying to get to and how awesome it is to be there. So at Clients on Demand, when we're teaching this concept to our clients, we call this the heaven and the hell. And that is what you should be talking about because that is what your audience is focused on. When your marriage isn't working, when your fitness isn't working, when your business isn't working, all you're thinking about is, I have to go from here where things aren't working to here where things are working. And so what you do is you build all of your communication around that. Here's all the reasons why it sucks to stay where you are. And here's all the incredible outcomes and incredible, amazing benefits that are waiting for you when you make this journey. And the key concept, if you want to sell high ticket, guys, the most important concept that I can possibly give you is this: the decision that your client is making is not the decision to buy your program or not buy your program. The decision your client is making is the decision to fix their problem or not fix their problem. That's it. Because that is a much easier decision to make. You're out of shape. You're having health problems. You're 80, 90 pounds overweight. Do you want to stay there or do you want to finally get in shape? I want to finally get in shape. Great. Let's move forward. Let's do it. That's such an easy thing to say yes to. But in other words, on the other hand, if you're making your communication about your programs and how great they are, if you're making your communication about where you got certified or how great your approach is, then you're going to be saying things like, well, here's all the benefits of my program. It's 10 weeks and it includes 3 Q&A sessions and here's all the bonuses and here's all this other stuff and da-da-da. That's a very difficult decision for someone to make. They don't know if they need all that. So you keep the decision simple. You're stuck here. Do you want to go here? Yes. Great. Let's get you started. And then your responsibility as a coach is to deliver on that promise where you've got a program, you've got something to offer them that's actually going to help them achieve that outcome. Does that make sense, guys? This is a much more powerful way to sell because it bypasses all the nonsense. You've got everyone else out there telling you got to spend 6 months or a year nurturing your audience, nurturing, letting them get to know you before you sell them something. And we've spent the last 10 years at Clients on Demand proving that that's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. We take people from clicking on one of our ads to enrolling with us at a premium price. So we're talking 5K, 10K, 15K. And we get them doing that in the space of 24 to 48 hours, even when they've never heard of us before. And that's what we teach our clients to do as well. Sometimes we do the show, guys, and we talk about all of our success stories. And I'm actually going to share some results from a pretty cool 90-day challenge we're doing with our clients in just a second. But we talk about these results that our clients are getting. And I want you to understand something. None of our clients are like big shots. None of our clients are big names. None of our clients are big celebrities. No one's ever heard of them before. There are people that are just getting their business off the ground. They don't have a big audience. They don't have a big following. In that way, they're a lot like you probably. But the marketing that we teach them is so powerful, again, that people click on their ads and enroll with them at $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever they're charging, within the space of 24 to 48 hours, even when they've never heard of them before. That's the power of marketing this way, because again, you're making it an easy decision for your clients. The decision is simple. Do you want to stay stuck where you are, or do you want to fix this problem? Yes, great. Let's work together. Anything else of this whole thing of like, I'm going to give you a bunch of free stuff and then eventually you're going to like me so much and you're going to be so grateful that one day you're going to buy from me. It's just nonsense. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in dating. If you're trying to date somebody and you're just like, hey, I'm going to just go show up and do all these really nice things for this person, and eventually they're going to want to go out with me. It's like, that doesn't really work. Okay. So it's the same thing in your marketing. It's the same thing in your business. Make that decision easy. And if you're just giving them a bunch of free stuff, you're actually making it harder for them to enroll with you.
Well, Russ, let's look at it also with attach a couple of other businesses which are doing the same thing with the free stuff, but also let's look at branding. Let's look at blogging. Let's look at giving free content creation. When you look at it over the course of a long time frame, what percentage of our clients, something like, 90% of them didn't even know who we were 2 days ago, and now they're a new client.
Mm-hmm. Most of them.
What does your business out there look like if you could bypass 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of branding before somebody sees you enough that they have familiarity with you? What would your business look like if you had a spigot where you could turn it on and focus on the problem that you solve? Really get to that part where you're in a place where you're really having impact. What would that be like for you to get 2 new clients today and 2 new clients tomorrow and 2 new clients tomorrow, rather than trying to figure out what's the ultimate hook? What's the ultimate color for your brand? What's the ultimate font you should be using? How much creation? How many months before you get a new client? Remember that one blogging guru that you talked with, which was really funny. Something like, I don't remember if it was 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, but they had to be in the program for 3 years. And at the end of 3 years, then they would know if it worked or not. And then the same thing with branding. And I'm not against branding. I think it's great. It looks great. But in terms of creating a program and a client from it, I just wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. I want to be able to go ahead and speak the truth, get to the truth of the person's problem, and then within 1 to 2 days, start creating new clients. That, to me, you've mentioned this before in other trainings, Russ, the fastest way is the most direct line from challenge to client. Not all those other extra steps, which drag it out and make it really actually harder to do that. How long did we go before we even had a decent website, and we didn't have a book, and we didn't have all the stuff they said you had to have?
Right. So it really comes down to, why should people hire you? If you're, because that's the fundamental of your business is, is you're making an argument. You're making a case for why somebody should buy from you. And it's just a question of which of those is the most effective. You've got people out there saying, well, buy from me because I have beautiful branding on my website, or buy from me because, I have a cool car, or buy from me because I fly around in a private jet, or buy from me because you love my lifestyle and you want to be like me, or buy from me because I gave you a bunch of free stuff and now you owe me something and, hey, it's time to collect. None of those reasons are good reasons to buy from somebody, right? The simplest argument you can make, again, is you're stuck here and you want to be here. Do you want to fix this problem? Yes. Great. Let's move you forward. And guys, that's going to shave literally years off of your learning curve of this stuff. If you really understand what I just told you, that's the backbone behind our entire business and all the results that we get. So let me show you guys something really quick. I'm going to move off to the side so we can make a graphic appear right here. These are the results from a 90-day challenge that we're doing with our clients. So what we decided to do, guys, is we decided to do just for fun, to go to our best clients and say, hey guys, look, we're doing a 90-day challenge. Let's just see how much revenue you guys can bring in those 90 days. And you guys see the results right here. We've got Karen at the top. I think she's done over $980,000. You've got, all these other people, Mo, Jennifer, Kate. These people are all coaching in all different niches and markets, right? So Karen is a real estate coach. You've got Mo, she's a career coach for women. So you got people in all these different niches and all these different markets that are using the strategy that I just shared with you to bring in ridiculous amounts of money into their businesses in a very short time. And again, none of them are famous or celebrities or any of that stuff. So it's really important that you understand the power of this. This is how we were able to scale our business to over $60 million in sales. And our whole marketing is basically based on one 45-minute presentation. So you don't have to do all this nurturing. You don't have to do all this audience building. You don't have to spend 2 years, like 4 years or 5 years building this big following before you finally start to make money. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to do that. Your wife, your kids, your husband, whatever, they're going to be looking at you going, hey, how much longer are you going to stay chained to your computer, grinding out all this stuff before the money starts coming in? You have a difference that you need to make in the world. Right? You've got clients out there that are looking for you and they want to hire you and they need to hire you because they need to solve these big problems in their lives. But if they can't find you because your marketing isn't good, or if you're too scared to market to them the way that they need to be marketed to, where you are actually getting them to make a decision to fix their problem, if you're not willing to do that, then they're going to stay stuck. And you know what? You're going to stay stuck too. But if you're willing to step up and you're willing to say, hey, make it simple for them. Again, you're stuck here and you want to be here. Let's get you to the next level. And you're willing to step out from behind all of that, just hiding behind all the free stuff and actually make an offer to the people who need you. You know what? Some of those people are going to say yes. And they're going to enroll with you, even at a premium price. And then you're going to change their lives. And you're going to make a great living doing it. And you're going to be able to look back 6 months from now and see all of these people that you've helped and all of these lives that you've changed. That's what we want for you. But if you want to do that, you've got to abandon this strategy of just giving away free stuff. So if you're not going to do that, what should you do? Well, you can use a process that's much, much faster. So in our business, let me just give you a little bit of insight into it. Our whole marketing strategy is just based around like 4 things. We get people on an ad. We have people click an ad. They click an ad. They come to like a 40-minute, 45-minute presentation. Then they book a phone call with us. And then we talk to them. And if they're a good fit, we enroll them as a client. So it's 4 steps. It's just ad, webinar, phone call, new client. That's it. And again, that whole process takes like 24 hours. And the only reason it takes 24 hours is because when they schedule a call, usually they're scheduling the call for like the next day. But it can happen that fast. And it does happen that fast. And our clients are using that exact strategy in every niche, in every market you can imagine. We got health coaches, we got spiritual coaches, we've got relationship coaches, dating coaches, business coaches. We've got all different kinds of coaches, consultants, experts, authors, speakers using this process to enroll those clients that they want. But the reason it works is because they've abandoned this strategy of moving the free line, and what they're doing instead is just making it a real simple decision.
There's another aspect of it, Russ, that I really love is that when you learn how to do it properly, and obviously the devil's in the details, there's a right way to do what Russ just said and how most people try and hack it and do it wrong. But the other benefit, Russ, that I've noticed is that when you become very good at talking about the problem, it takes introverts and people that have never sold and helps them become very effective at enrolling new clients. And so I love that aspect about what we do, as opposed to having to also go out and learn some, high pressure sales, which is what everyone else seems to be teaching. When you're really good at the problem and knowing how to solve it for people, people will want to enroll. It's kind of like, think about a doctor. A great surgeon doesn't go to sales training school. Why? Because they're really good at the consequences of not solving that problem. And so that's the sort of thing that it's a nice byproduct as well. So for everybody out there, the better you get at talking about the problem, isolating the problem, the consequences of those problems, the more effective you're going to be on the phone for you to be, start to enroll people and start getting those new clients. But I love the fact that our business, most of the people out there don't know who we are within 2 days before they sign up as a new client, and happily. So that's a really powerful tool and the fruit on the tree for what we do.
Yeah, guys, the reason that this works is because most people, look, we all have problems in our lives. And sometimes those problems are like huge problems that are so big and so overwhelming that we just don't want to deal with them. And most of the coaches and consultants and experts and authors and speakers that we work with, they specialize in solving those big problems. How do I get my business off the ground? How do I save my marriage? How do I get into the best shape of my life? Whatever it is, how do I get closer to God? These are big, 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 big problems. And in order to deal with our problems as people, we tend to build up all of this emotional armor and all of these lies that protect us from their problems. So I'm thinking back to when I was first starting out and my business really wasn't working. You rationalize. You sit there and you think to yourself, well, things will get better tomorrow, or things will change, or things are gonna get better, or I'm gonna be okay, or I'm just gonna keep posting on Instagram and eventually the clients are gonna show up. And you just tell yourself these things so that you can get through the day. But what good marketing does is it cuts right through all of that BS and it brings people face to face with the reality of their problem. This is the problem. What you're doing to fix it is not working. So if you want to get better and you want to actually fix it, here's what needs to happen. And the reason this works, guys, is that most people, when they really come face to face with their problems, they'll decide to do something about it. The only thing that's stopping them from actually, bucking up and doing what they have to do to fix this problem is that they're not ready and they're hiding behind all this BS. And number two, they don't know how. So you come in and you solve both of those things. You say, look, this is the problem. This is what's happening. Do you want to do something about it? And most people, when they're really confronted with that reality, will say yes. And then all you have to do at that point is guide them to the process of getting that outcome. And that's our moral obligation as coaches, consultants, experts, whatever, is to actually provide amazing results for our clients. So that's our end of the bargain. But their end of the bargain is that they have to say, yes, I'm ready to fix this. And yes, I'm willing to do everything you tell me to do. And that's what this marketing is designed to facilitate. So when you are just focused on move the free line, give away free stuff, all you're doing is conditioning your audience to get hooked on those Band-Aids. You're not bringing them to that point of reality, that point of clarity where it's like, oh God, I have to do something about this. You're not doing that. You're kicking that down the road because you're too afraid to do that. And you're conditioning your audience to just get hooked on Band-Aids instead of making the decision to make a real change. So when you flip your marketing around and you start doing it the way that we're talking about, it sets up the coaching relationship beautifully. Because when people come to you, they're serious. They're ready. They're ready finally, once and for all, to save their marriage or fix their health or whatever it is. They're finally ready to do that. And if you're not marketing in this way, you're actually hurting them because you're taking that opportunity away from them. Does that make sense? So by transforming your marketing in this way, it's literally the key to everything, guys. You can enroll clients now at $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 prices. You can serve those clients from anywhere in the world because you deliver your program online. But most importantly of all, you can make a real impact in these people's lives because now they know what they're signing up for. They're not signing up for a coaching program. They're not signing up for a workshop. They're not signing up for mentoring. They're not signing up for a video course. They're signing up to get the outcome, to move from the hell and into the heaven. And that is what all of your marketing should be based on. That's the strategy that works, guys. That's why we're able to get such incredible results like the ones I showed you before for our clients in record time. It's because these very simple principles have a big, big, big effect. They transform everything in your marketing, everything in your branding, everything in your business, and put things on a completely different trajectory.
Yeah, it also sets up for not just that, Russ. I love what you just said. I hope you guys listen to that. But also when they're in the program, now I have clients that are showing up to do the work. They're not sitting here back, look, give me more Band-Aids. Now they're ready to get to it. So the coaching relationship and the results that you get when they're in the program goes through the roof. That's a big, big difference. So, I mean, there's just, giving away your free stuff, guys, in our opinion, my opinion, it just doesn't help. People aren't going to be able to get your one tip on YouTube and now go change their life. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, is really honestly transforming people and getting them out of their pain. And if you're giving them just enough Band-Aids to keep them alive, but they aren't going to do it, man, that's counterproductive on multiple levels.
So guys, look, if you want to put this strategy to work in your business, then here's what we have for you. Our team has set aside some time in the next couple of days to speak to you about how we can transform your marketing in this direction, so that your marketing, your communication with your audience will support people coming to you and enrolling with you at 5K, 10K, 15K prices once this is all dialed in. So the way that works is we'll get on the phone for about 45 minutes. We'll put our heads together and we'll come up with a step-by-step game plan to get you where you want to go. And if you want us to help you do that, cool, we can talk about that. And if you don't, that's cool too. But either way, that 45 minutes is going to be the best time you've ever spent working on your business. So if you want to book that call, then I want to invite you to go to clientsondemand.com/talk. That's clientsondemand.com/talk. Go and go to that link. It's going to take you to a calendar page. You can book whatever appointment time works for you. And we'll call you at the time that you chose, and we'll have this session together. And it can literally take years off of your learning curve. All those people that I showed you before who are getting those incredible results, the one thing they have in common, like I said, they're in all different niches, all different markets. They're doing all different stuff, men, women, everything. The one thing they have in common is they booked that call. They went to clientsondemand.com/talk. We transformed their marketing, and now their businesses are crushing it. And all of them pretty much were struggling when they first came to us because they were trying to market themselves the old way, by giving away free stuff, by grinding out a bunch of content, by trying to become some Instagram celebrity or whatever. All these other outdated strategies that just take way too long. So we simplified everything, and most of them were able to stop doing 80 to 90% of the marketing activities they were doing. And now they can focus on the 10% that really matters, the 10% that really brings new clients into your business. So go to clientsondemand.com/talk and book an appointment to speak to us, because we'd love to talk to you about how we can help you make this stuff happen. And look, I'll be honest with you, it does take work, right? It's not easy. Building a 6-figure business or 7-figure business will never be easy, but it can be simple. And when I say simple, I mean it can be step by step by step. So it's going to be tough, but we will hold your hand every step of the way and coach you through it. And that's what it takes to succeed. But if you have that support, I believe there's no limit to what you can achieve. So go to clientsondemand.com/talk and book an appointment to speak to us.
Yeah, simplicity is the pathway to mastery. And one of the things I love about our system is it's the most direct approach to find ideal clients right now. And that's what we're sharing with our clients. That's why their businesses are absolutely going crazy in all the right directions. And so as you guys are sitting out there as well, just bottom line, stop giving away free stuff and start actually transforming lives. Because again, you're going to be happy, you're going to make a lot more money, and also your clients are going to be happy because they're getting real transformation, not Band-Aids. So a new way to do it. It works. It works for every niche that we've worked on it with. We've tested it. We've refined it. And now we're just looking for people that are serious about their business and want to help people out of pain. So excited about watching just new clients come in and just rock.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, go to clientsondemand.com/talk, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you guys want to subscribe, there's a little picture of me. You can click that button right over there. If you want to book a breakthrough session with our team, which you absolutely should do, then you can click that button there or go to clientsondemand.com/talk to book an appointment to speak to us. We'll go ahead and catch you on the next show. Bye-bye.